Hey guys. Okay, if you're learning the guitar and you're a beginner, maybe this video will help you to better understand the fretboard and just the basics of how exactly notes are laid down on the fretboard and how to figure out by yourself sort of where everything is. So essentially, in this part, I'm going to be talking about essentials, about basically the names of the strings and about the pattern, how to figure out each position, each note on a fretboard by yourself. Actually, if you know the pattern, you can do everything else by yourself. And in the part 2, I will add sort of a few tricks and tips, basically, how to make your life a little bit easier. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it, save it. I'll be doing the series of these videos because I'm learning it myself. I'm a beginner myself, I'm not a professional, and I hope I can explain to you some of the concepts as I'm learning them myself, even maybe sometimes better than professionals, because they have everything dialed down like so tightly, so neatly that yeah, sometimes they don't even remember how hard it was to, sort of just start out and figure out even basics, basically, and just where even to start. So hopefully these videos will be helpful. I'm gonna make a full playlist on my Atoms of Stardust channel, so yeah, check it out. Okay, let's go. So if you're learning guitar right now and you're a beginner, you can maybe strum some chords already. Maybe you can play your favorite song or something like that, but you don't know actual notes on the fretboard, and maybe you don't know even what kind of notes your chords consist of, because that's kind of my position. I'm also a beginner, but I'm going to be telling you about this because I figure out that after watching countless videos right now on YouTube in the past week, a lot of teachers are way too advanced and they teach really already kind of hard concepts, and it's quite tough to find a particular video that kind of will click everything in your brain. I will actually include a couple videos that really helped me in the descriptions, helped me to kind of figure out these concepts. But basically, as I'm learning it myself, I thought I would record it and share it with others who might be sort of in a similar position to mine, and maybe it will kind of help. So what I figure out is several concepts we need to just dial down. Okay, you need to absolutely know the names of your strings. For this, you can use sort of these mnemonic phrases. The one that I've seen first, and that's how I learn it, is elephants and donkeys grow big ears. So each first letter of this mnemonic phrase is E, A, D, G, B, E. Essentially, you need to learn 5 strings because E, low E, and high E, it's the same. Another way to see it, maybe G, B, Great Britain, for example, if it's easier for you, and then you only need A and D. That's one thing. You need to dial this down, right? Then another concept is that you need to understand how notes are formed on a string. You just need to understand that, because even knowing just the names of the strings, and if you know the pattern, how it actually works, you can figure out all the fretboard by yourself. So the pattern is such, it's actually easier to learn on a piano, so I'll kind of put the piano somewhere here on the screen with the notes, because this is basically the piano scale laid down here. And if you understand the piano scale, it will be easier to understand guitar, because there are a few concepts about it. So for example, we have E string, right? So on a guitar, each fret is basically half tone or semitone. So if you go from E, if you press down, it's going to be from E to F, because on a keyboard between E and F, just a half tone. There's no black key there, so it's not going full tone. So E, F, and then we go F to G, to A, because it loops around, from G to A, then to B, and then between B and C there's also only half-step interval. So here's the B, and then we go to C, and then we go again from C to D and loop back around to E. And if you know open strings, you already know everything on the 12th fret. It's usually dotted twice. So all your elephants and donkeys grow big ears, all of them are here already laid down, and you can sort of count from here as well. So this is just 2 things. You need to know the names of your strings, and you need to understand this pattern. You need to understand the pattern, how it is laid down piano keyboard essentially, because you might be tempted to see, okay, this is F, this is G, A, B, so probably here is C. No, this is not C, this is C. And this is D, and this is back to E. And then if you know, okay, so this is A string, right? It's the name of the string, A. We go half interval, and this is gonna be B. And then half step to C, C, D, E, between E and F, half interval. E, F, and then G, and then back to A. Right? And knowing already these things, like knowing just this concept, and this is what I've been struggling for so long. I couldn't understand like how exactly how it works. This is how it works. On each string, you start with open string and then F, G, A, B, C, D, E. That's it. It's actually pretty easy if you know this little concept. So right here you can already stop and just like go and practice and figure out the whole pattern, the whole scale for the whole fretboard, sorry, for yourself, right? That's the first thing. Then there are several ways how people teach you sort of how to memorize particular notes, right? It's easier, now I'm kind of starting to understand this myself, that it's easier to memorize key positions and memorize key major notes essentially. Essentially sort of remove all the sharps and flats and just remember that like this is F, like I just showed you essentially. This is F, this is G. We don't count like this half measures essentially. Because if you know the key positions, then you can extrapolate quite easily. Go down, it's going to be flat, go up, it's going to be sharp. Then there's kind of two ways to learn it, right? Learn whatever notes are on a 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 12th frets, because then you can like easily extrapolate where are other notes. Or you can learn where are major notes, like I said, without flats, because obviously like on 9th, even though this is 9th and it's dotted, right, and it's kind of easy to spot, on this one there's going to be some flats, right, and sharps wherever, instead of like C and D. So these are two ways, right? And then there is another way that I've actually found just recently, and it was pretty interesting, and it's an interesting exercise that I think you should be doing, because it actually helped me quite a lot. I've done it like for 2 days now, and I think it's doing pretty well. So instead of memorizing essentially each string, you memorize positions of each note. So for example, this is A, and then this is A, and then you should do it like with metronome. I will include link to a really good like video explaining it in more details essentially. But it's a pretty good video. I would definitely recommend you to watch it. So you do it for A, then you do it for B, then you do it for C, and you find all of the positions on the fretboard for each note, and you practice it. Like you, for example, today you want to practice A. You practice A, and then you practice A with metronome. You start like with like 50 BPM, and then at like 80, and then at 100, and you kind of go basically through the whole sort of thing and just memorize, just build a muscle memory essentially, right? It's an interesting exercise, and while you will be doing it, you'll actually realize there are some patterns, and I'm going to show you the patterns right now. How to make it easier essentially to learn. Again, thanks for watching, take care, and bye-bye.